Hey there, welcome to another edition of Cambridge Inside Out. My name is Robert Winters.
And I'm Judy Nathans.
And today is January 23rd, 2017.
4 days after bad things. No, 4 days into. Not bad things.
So, in other words, we have to do this sort of like there was like BC and AD.
Oh, I've heard there's people doing that.
Really?
Yeah, but I forget.
Right, in the age of Trump, oh my gosh.
Yeah, not the 100 days, but it's some sort of countdown or something, or count up. I don't know what it is.
Pretty dreadful, yeah. So anyway, when we last had a broadcast, there was it was still President Obama.
Yes.
And now there's been a shift.
There has. He's now not an elect. He's a president.
Yeah.
Not a king, not a dictator.
Right. I think it was an organized effort by a lot of people to make sure that people were doing anything but watching the inauguration on Friday.
I was there, and then I watched it. So I like to have information.
Yeah, I went to work.
But I was in D.C., so we can talk a little bit
some days you be a schmo, go to work.
Well, Mike Capano had office hours up here.
It was kind of interesting, because I know in one of the local blogs, the mayor of Cambridge was down at the inauguration.
There were some mayors.
She was in Washington, D.C. for some. Whether she went to the inauguration, I don't know. I don't care.
Well, she probably went to the march. I don't think she went to the inauguration.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure she was at the march. Yeah. But the fact that some local blogger was sort of like trying to beat her up for even being there and even floating the notion that she might go to the inauguration. Like, how dare you? I said, come on. She can do what she wants. Important to bear
witness to whatever is there, especially if you're going to talk about the violence, because my daughter actually was, we can talk about it in a minute, because there wasn't that many people. I mean, a lot of people were arrested, but it was, and, they're the real extreme people that had planned this. So,
well, actually, it was.
But I don't think they're all.
I mean, I know I ticked off a few people when I said it, but.
Because I think they were beyond Bernie. He's part of the system,
but let's be clear. So just in case you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, right.
There were incidents. There were people setting fires.
Of course they know. That's all they focused on it.
But this was on Friday. But then there was the Women's March on Saturday, which was beautiful.
There were no police. I'm telling you. At least if anything, you may have wanted someone to if you needed something. But there was no police, no checkpoints, no checking of anything.
Right.
Probably close. Some people are now saying conservatively 600,000. Some people. I mean, it was packed. Packed.
But there were events all around the country and elsewhere in the world.
In the world, it was just amazing.
And in a truly remarkable observation was that, to the best of my knowledge, not a single arrest anywhere.
No, not on Saturday.
So so in other words, the people on Saturday were basically showing the people on Friday how to do it right.
The big thing was a limo catching on fire, which could have caused, and that they had to get a fire truck in. They had, some people had put these mailboxes together with stuff, which was a control. I'm not excusing that either. Yeah. And I heard there were some windows broken. Also in San Francisco,
but the point is, there were people there on Friday specifically,
and not right at the to do that.
A certain kind of statement.
Right. Exactly.
But essentially, it's
minor compared to everyone else because there were pro-Trump people and anti with signs, and nobody fought with each other. There were bikers for Trump that I think may have gotten into some stuff with people on Saturday, but we walked around Friday. We walked right down to when he started speaking, and that's why when he talked about the millions, I didn't get that sense at all. I mean, not that I was right there, but
one thing I find amazing. I'm sort of like a meta observer, So what I do, I'd like to step back and sort of say, what am I actually seeing here?
Yes.
So all right. So my takeaway from Friday. Saturday I thought was
Friday
beautiful.
Was the inauguration,
but Friday was how the degree to which everybody focused on there was no battle about, oh my God, now here's a person who's going to support these policies versus that and these appointments. No, it was all about crowd size.
And it got worse and worse.
Why is that an issue?
Because they showed that photo, which the guy was a Reuters photographer.
I know.
He said it was taken at 12:01.
I know. But the point is that the debate became not a matter of the reality that this guy just took over the presidency of the United States.
No, it was about.
It became an issue about crowd size and why the press is bad guys and whatever. Yeah, it was just, this is not the paradigm of how national debate should be.
And yesterday, he was complaining about the popularity vote again. I think he saw
now,
Sammy's sign.
maybe this is just stumbling into a new presidential
to being
term.
governing rather than campaigning.
You know, it's sooner or later that, you know, Tillerson, I know, whomever, all these other characters will take over.
Keep them in line, I guess.
All these executive orders are being signed and whatever, and actual things now are happening.
Well, they too have gotten the keystones ahead, and so is Dakota.
So my hope is that debate will shift away from style and ad hominem attack and move toward
hopefully, but
you know,
it's going to be a while. I think it'll get there, but it'll be a while.
Well, I think you have to have the department sort of settling into their new configurations and watch some.
Half of them haven't even been confirmed.
I know. Sort of it. But anyway, Judy was in Washington for this wonderful
along
night.
with a million. And
virtually, certainly all the people, all the women who I work with at MIT, they were all at the Boston.
Oh yeah, Boston was like
exception.
Huge, just huge.
Yeah, it was really huge.
I heard.
And
I mean, people couldn't even get there. It was packed as
Yeah, on Saturday morning, I said, "What's that commotion?" And people were marching down Broadway in front of my house. On their way down to
that was the best way to get there.
Yeah, and they were carrying signs and wearing all the pink hats and things.
It was just so organized, just so wonderful.
So we do have
we
some
have photos taken by my daughter, who is a professional photographer, but she, you know, wasn't hired to do this. But we have photos from her, which I think you'll be nice to see. That's
top of it?
Well, that's the first one. I clicked on it. Is that the first one you did?
Yeah, just go scroll to the.
Well, I went to this.
Okay, so if you just go
right
at the
go
very top.
Okay,
so we're going to switch to
and how do I do this again? Because
if you just click on them, as soon as you click on them, it'll.
But that's not. Oh, that is the first one.
So here we go. Here we got some photos here. So now, where was this taken? Was this taken?
This was outside of, sort of on the plate between the mall and I guess not Pennsylvania, but one of those streets. So we were waiting. That big trailer eventually moved. We had to move, and we were waiting to move towards the speeches, which were south of the Capitol. So this is we were east of the Capitol somewhere, and we never got much closer than that. But you'll see.
Okay, so you just
so this is a group of people.
You just click on that photo.
Okay.
Advance to the next.
So that is Sammy, which is not a good photo of it, but this was the most popular sign. Really, 1,000 people stopped her to take a photo of this, and it did make it on Pantsuit Nation somewhere.
Yeah, the fellow here is like a reporter, I think.
I think he may be the one from that website, Mick or something, because she showed up on that in a video of 9 best signs, and I can't find it. But anyway, that's voted most popular. It's her high school photo, Hillary's. That she blew up, and it just both sides, so everyone saw it.
A nice, good, catchy message. Really.
Yes, it was. It was the only one like it.
Double meaning. It's wonderful.
Yes, there were incredible photos everywhere. This I love. This was Sammy. You can see the Capitol in the back. These young, beautiful black women. Look at them. I mean, you know, they're. I'm not. Maybe they weren't all black, but the young women of color that were there.
I like
and there were definitely women of color there.
Whenever the composition can like include the symbol of the Capitol right behind.
Exactly. Well, a photographer took this. Remember?
Yeah.
That was. Oh, you know, do we have the whole photo there? There we go. I like that one. My body, my choice. My country, my voice. Yeah. That to me was very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, this one.
Just scroll down a little bit. There we go.
Not a a lot of. You see this one, a lot of those.
Right.
The ovaries.
Just to sort of show the density of.
And this is only where we were, because you see there was people. It was to the right where the stage was. We were nowhere near the stage. We couldn't hear a thing.
Right.
Couldn't hear. That's basically the same thing.
Right.
Oh, that one, she loved that photo. No, I think who's in that? That's different. Oh, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Hillary Clinton on the left.
Hillary's on the left. Who's in the middle? Some African American.
Not sure. I mean, it might just be sort of.
But the printing of that, look how beautiful that is. Yeah.
No, it's really great. Good job.
Yeah. All right, that's me in my Hillary hat and a couple of Sammy's friends, and So again, we're still. Yeah, I love this one. This young woman is. A lot of science stuff. Yeah. And then those were all left in front of Trump International Hotel.
This was a type of photo that actually people repeated this at the Boston rally as well, where people just sort of left a lot of signs.
Well, have you heard who's collecting them?
No.
In the Globe today, the Northeastern, some professor, they're going to they collected them all, and the ones that are good, they're going to do something with it. So I'm so excited. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, and so this is, now this, we went to the Trump International Hotel, and there she is.
Yeah.
And then, oh, this was, yeah, this group of, this, oh, sorry. I don't know if you can't see the sign. They had a really long sign that went across the whole thing.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Now, this is when we actually started moving eventually. This is Pennsylvania Avenue, actually.
All right.
And you look up, you look down, it was just constant people.
Yeah, I saw some very amazing photos of this was the crowds, just the density of people.
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
this was actually a pretty good shot if we just scroll that down a little bit.
wait, well, sorry. Okay. Which one?
Yeah. There we go. Just
all right.
Yeah, just.
I have to do it right here. No, you can
we
do
can
it there? Okay, there you go. All right, that's, yeah. So all those signs you saw that were laid down were all laid down in front of Trump International Hotel.
Right.
And Sammy just showed her.
Yeah.
There.
No, it's a winner. It's absolutely
a winner. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we got to march and sing, and you saw all the crowds, it was great. But we were really penned in for over almost 3.5 hours in that one spot.
I've heard from some friends who were at the Boston one where actually it became an issue about just needing to use the bathroom.
Oh, forget the bathroom.
There was just no access.
Oh, I know.
So
even the bathrooms.
Some of the practical aspects of crowded marches.
There were bathrooms actually near where people were coming in, but they were rented by the Trump biker people, and they were all locked.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Wow. That sends a kind of a strange
And
message.
I'll show you this last thing, which it's funny. It's the Women's Democratic Community Council
that's great.
Party was giving out "Let's Make America Gracious Again." So I thought that was cool. Yeah.
Well, good message.
Good message. So that was exciting, and Boston was exciting, and I guess Cambridge people went to Boston, right?
Yeah.
There was 125,000 people.
The one thought that kept coming to me as I was sort of watching the news reports about this whole thing, and actually in the days afterwards, is basically that question of what happens the day after the rally, right?
Well,
what comes next?
Michael Moore was very affected. If you look at the Globe, Joan Vanocchi is put hands down on Madonna's words because she said she'd like to blow up the White House. And the Secret Service is now investigating her, apparently. Yeah. But Michael Moore kept giving out the phone number for the United States, the House of Representatives. He said, you call tomorrow. And he had a real action plan. And I think that's what people are saying. You can't sit back. You got to start acting, calling, lobbying. Learning how to lobby, which is NARAL is doing a thing next week at the State House I might go to. They're doing a lobbying session. So you have to be active, folks.
Yeah,
they do pay attention to calls.
Actually, it was interesting.
I think when was this? David Brooks.
Yeah, there was a column by David Brooks in the New York Times today, actually, called "After the Women's March."
Okay.
David Brooks is, he's considered conservative.
Yeah, but he's gotten more into the middle since the last couple of years.
He's absolutely in the middle. Yeah. He was decidedly anti-Trump.
He's definitely a moderate Republican.
So some of the hardcore right-wingers really dislike him, but then the left-wingers view him as
right.
Well, so
what did he say?
It was an interesting thing. It's basically he's sort of and people should read it. Just go to the New York Times today and read it. It's basically making the point that basically he says these marches can never be an effective opposition to Donald Trump. In other words, just marching alone, it's sort of a cathartic experience for some, and it's an organizing
actually, for him, they made a big difference. He was livid.
Yeah, well,
so someone like him, it was a real. I know what you're saying, but still,
right?
Well,
he makes some interesting points in it, and again, I encourage people to read it.
He's a man. Sorry. No, I mean seriously. I mean there was a certain whatever.
Right, but
so what is his basic point?
For example, he does point out that though Hillary Clinton won the majority of women's votes across the country.
No, she didn't.
Among white women, she actually
she lost. Did not. No, it was 53% of women.
53% white women voted for Trump.
No, but I thought 53 total women voted for Trump.
No, and it was more like 42%. Yeah, but the thing is that it's I don't know what the composition of the crowd was at the
diverse.
Washington rally, whatever.
More white, but hey,
Well, not just racially, but just in terms of political. I imagine I'm not going to say uniformly 100% people who voted for somebody other than Donald Trump, but I would say
it's definitely Bernie people, probably
those people,
Hillary people.
other than right. But the thing is there's a really significant fraction of people who definitely are of a different point of view, and you sort of have to start convincing people who are not part of your constituency to sort of come around your way of thinking.
I think they have in some way. At least I can only speak for women, and because I think they feel more directly threatened than perhaps men do.
I think one thing that will actually happen is as certain legislative actions take place and Supreme Court justice appointments take place,
and
reality sinks in. Right. Some people might say, "What did I do? My goodness!" Right? And you may see some minds changing.
You mean the people that voted for him?
Yeah, you may see some shifting happening there. But I've heard people who say, "Look, you got to do this. You got to march. You got to register to vote. You got to do that." Oh, that's all well and good, but
you have to do more than that.
It occurs to me that if you're just trying to outnumber people, that isn't really an effective strategy.
But that wasn't the purpose of this march.
No, it wasn't the purpose of the march. At all.
This was a visceral reaction to something awful that had happened to our country, and women felt really...
And I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful
thing. Given they only had 2 months to organize it, and they pulled it off around the world at the same time.
Yeah. No,
I think it's amazing. I
thought it was wonderful, and it set the tone.
Yeah. It set the tone. That's the most important thing.
It was nonviolent. It was thoughtful, and so that's why my question is, what happens next? Because if you actually do something that's that good, that well executed, then you have an opportunity.
These groups are now continuing. I can say that there is a whole Women's March actual site. So I think that the communications are definitely out.
But where at some point you have to sort of craft a saleable vision about what your country is supposed to be in the future.
Right, but I also think it has to be done locally and grassroots-wise, and then you join together.
Right.
So I think...
you do have to kind of pivot from reacting to a bad thing to promoting a pretty clear vision.
Oh, I actually think there was reaction, and I didn't like signs that really did stuff to him and body-wise. I didn't like that, but there was a lot of positive stuff.
Yeah,
we need that.
That's right. That's why I thought it was so successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really great.
I have to read that to get the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely should
The New Yorker actually, I started to read, had from a woman who wrote it online, so I didn't read. But there's so much good stuff that's been written.
One thing I thought I should at least mention too was that Saturday Night Live is actually becoming very relevant.
Do you know that entire show, everything was good?
Yeah.
Everything. I've never seen a show where it's so good.
The opening monologue stuff was really good, but to me, there was the Kate McKinnon, the full blown Chicago style production.
Oh my God, Conway!
Kelly and Conway.
That was brilliant.
It was
brilliantly
done.
It's sort of like I could see her looking and say, hey, "That's kind of cool."
No, I think she probably doesn't mind it.
Sexy. It made look.
No, I thought it was.
But I thought what Aziz Ansari's opening.
Actually, to me, the nicest thing it actually really choked me up was at the very end of the program.
I couldn't get that my on demand.
Well, you remember they did Kate McKinnon did the song for Leonard Cohen's song Hallelujah.
Yeah. She did another one. I didn't.
No, she didn't. But they did something at the end of the program with Cecily Strong and Sashir Zameda.
Yeah.
Sang "To Serve with Love."
Oh, I've got to see that.
Yeah,
okay,
that was great, and with a picture of President Obama behind him.
Oh, so it was like a thank you to him.
Oh yeah. It wasn't like comedy. It was
no. In other words, thank you for just like they had done. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
So anyway, it was pretty good, and you can see all of these things online. You can
but I would say his monologue just nailed it.
Yeah.
We have a small KKK going on here now. I just thought he was really good, really good.
So anyway, it was kind of an interesting week, I guess fair to say.
So much going on.
Yeah.
So let's get back to our small little town.
So back to the little town of Cambridge here.
Yeah.
So a few things, we'll sort of rattle off a few in sequence here. Maybe we could.
Yeah. What are we doing to?
Let's just say a little quick thing on Volpe here.
Where's that?
Number 3, right there. Right.
The Forward Fund?
Number 3.
MIT president. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this just a brief sort of announcement here. Make a couple of quick announcements. As many of you know, the MIT was the chosen developer for the Volpe site, and they sealed the deal this past week. And there was this really nice message from the president of MIT, Raphael Reif, a real class guy, pretty much sort of laying out the value about that. Now, right below that, you'll see there's also this thing for the Forward Fund. Now, the Cambridge Redevelopment Authority.
Is this separate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cambridge Redevelopment Authority, this is not, I think this is their third time doing this. It's a mini grant program. So you can apply to this. I can't read quite here what the date on this is, but it's coming up in February at some point, and it's there's a deadline, and it's for small grants for sort of community-oriented thing. It may be scrolled down a little bit here.
Oh, further in the text. Yeah. For more information, apply online, it just says.
Yeah.
So anyway, who is this for? I don't get it.
It's the Cambridge Redevelopment Authority had this really nice idea not so long ago to actually do these grants, sort of small grants. I mean, mostly we think of the Cambridge Redevelopment Authority identifying with large buildings being built in Kendall Square, but they've done housing and things in the past many years ago. And just got this nice idea to sort of do some of these mini grants. So
who's it directed to?
Basically,
it's not a lot of money, so
it's small, relatively small amount.
To do what though?
For example, if we wanted to put up one of the little free libraries, you could do it.
Okay, so in a sense, it's enhancing community, or just
Oh,
that's interesting. Infrastructure capital grants.
So
okay.
there are
experimentation
interesting ideas that people may have, and then this is a potential funding source for
definitely. I would. So just Google CRA Forward Fund or just Cambridge Redevelopment Authority. I guess.
Redevelopment Authority. So get that. They put out press releases and whatever. So anyway, you go to the page associated with this program, you can get
all the information, everything on Robert's Cambridge Civic Journal.
Now, one thing I would mention, but I think we won't have to spend too much time on it. But
all right.
We had a public meeting.
Sorry, I'm in the wrong place.
We had a public meeting this past Wednesday, I think it was, of the Envision Cambridge.
Oh, you went to that, right?
Yeah, so we went to that, and I just want to say a quick thing. I want you to click on that top link here about the presentation.
Alewife scenarios.
Yeah. All right. Because people are already responding in various ways to this thing, but basically, and I think I may have mentioned in a previous program.
Is it there?
It's a PDF, and it should be loading. I don't know if it's there. Well, if it isn't, we'll just talk.
Okay.
But basically it was.
Okay. All right.
Right. But it was what they did was the Envision Cambridge Advisory Committee is supposed to be sort of the entity through which some of the working committees sort of funnel through ideas.
Right.
So one of the most active groups so far has been this one dealing with the Alewife area.
Sure.
So we got our presentation of some of the different possible scenarios for Alewife. People are already reacting, saying, "I can't believe this Envision Cambridge is endorsing." No, nobody's endorsed anything. What was presented were just scenarios, like saying, well, if you want to have low-scale development, this is what it might look like. Just in terms of boxes and things.
Okay.
What do you do to make way for possible climate change in terms of design of buildings? You have to elevate some of them.
Yeah.
If you want to have, if you permit more density, you could pay for maybe a bridge over the railroad tracks that you might not be able to fund otherwise. So it basically played out some interesting scenarios.
Okay.
I thought it led to some very, very good discussion. Nothing's decided. Nothing's going to be decided for a long, long time. But
How well attended was it? It must have been a lot of people.
It's surprisingly, they're not super well attended. The committee is all there, and there's like 20 people on the committee, and most of them were there.
But it was advertised. I mean, people are interested in Alewife.
So we had some of the people. We had one city councilor, Jen Devereaux, was there, but because of the Alewife connection, I think that's what made it particularly interesting.
Yeah.
There were several other people there, but anyway, I just thought it was worth mentioning that did take place, and and it was an interesting thing. Now we got links here, and you can also get them off the
this is not going to load
off the website.
Yeah.
All right, so we can just close that.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was giving us a hard time.
Yeah.
But anyway, an interesting thing. Tonight, and we'll sort of touch upon this a little later when we talk about a little bit on the city council meeting of last night. There was There's a planning board meeting at a 8 o'clock hearing dealing with, I believe, it may very well be the final approval of the special permit for the Mass and Main development. And,
they talked about that last night, right?
Right, so they had already had one hearing. This is a continuation of it. There may be a decision made. Certainly some people are sort of hopeful that that's going to be the case. But so that's actually tonight. Another thing that's happening tonight, actually starting in 6 minutes at 6 o'clock over at Cambridge Hospital at the 3rd floor, there's a presentation on a possible redesigns for Inman Square. In previous programs, we sort of showed some of these ones where they were going to bend certain streets.
So who's doing this? Community development?
I think the traffic people and others are doing this. And there's another proposal to do this sort of roundabout, kind of an elongated roundabout in the square, which has, I think, the negative effect of actually pushing bicyclists essentially onto the sidewalks.
So it includes a bicycle plan too?
Yeah, I mean, it has to at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not so enamored of that plan, but I'm starting to wonder whether that's going to be the one they're going to come forward with.
So is this just a public hearing tonight?
It's a presentation, and then they will make the materials available after the fact. I begged them to make them available before the fact because I wasn't sure I could make the meeting, and I thought it would be good to know, and they refused to do it. And
Who's they? The city?
Some of the city officials, which I thought is really kind of a bad move on their part. I think they didn't want people to be able to come and think about it and react in advance.
Is this at the City Hall Annex?
No, this is taking place up at the Cambridge Hospital. So
why there? Because it's near Inman Square?
Yeah, I guess
so
that's
people
right.
Can't find it?
Yeah, so anyway, I thought it was a little
but it'll
fishy.
be online?
After
tonight?
Yeah, well, that's what they claim. It'll be afterwards.
Well, you'll let us know.
I'm a little concerned only because there's this notion of the fait accompli, where some people on the inside decide this is what's going to happen, and they don't actually want to have any advanced public viewing of it, so that
just to get all people out.
Minimal time for people to actually react and respond.
Well,
so.
It works both ways, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're almost out of time with our first half hour here.
What's gone on
Maybe we'll see more about it next week. But I did get a late-breaking press release. There's a vacancy on the Women's Commission.
Oh.
All right, you were on that one, so once upon a time.
Centuries ago.
All right.
Nancy Ryan. We hired her.
Anyway, apply by February 17th for that. We'll put up more information shortly about that. So that's coming up. It seems appropriate in light of the big march.
Yes, absolutely.
To be doing something like that. So.
Are we doing our countdown? No.
Yeah. All right.
Until the next segment.
All right. Anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes with Cambridge Inside Out.
Okay.